Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for getting on tonight. Welcome to the Team Fit and Fearless call. It is May 9th, 2016, and I'm just really happy that you're all on here. I know that this is kind of a busy time for you guys, either bedtime for kids or whatever, but I'm thankful that you're making the sacrifice to get on. First of all, I just want to congratulate a few of the coaches who are on tonight who have already got some Success Club points for the month of May. Like, we just finished the first week and they're already helping people. So Amber Newman, Marcy White, Brittany Spots, who's a brand new coach. Emily Gonzalez has already hit Success Club. She has 6 points. And these are only my personally sponsored coaches. So I'm sure that there are more of you on here who have points in the downline. So that is awesome. It's great to get your month started off strong. Okay, I'm going to really just jump right into the content, so maybe we would have a little bit of time at the end to answer some questions. So basically, the first thing I just want to tell you is if you're wanting to build a successful business, you're going to have to make sacrifices, okay? And I feel like when I was setting up for this call, I was writing things down. I'm like, I hope I'm not being too harsh, but I also know that sometimes you need some tough love, and I'm going to bring you some tough love tonight. But I know that all of you on here can handle it, and I know all of you that are on here because you want to make this business work. So when I say you have to make sacrifices, I'm not saying like you have to sacrifice your child or a lamb or a dog. Like, I'm saying you need to sacrifice some things sometimes. So for example, TV shows, social media, and I mean social media scrolling like mindless, some sleep, going out, different things like that. Because if you want to build this business, this call is going to be about building your business in an hour per day. Now, I say that needs to be the absolute minimum time you spend on your business per day if you're wanting to build this. If you want to build it faster, if you have big goals, then yeah, you're going to put more time in it. And there's days that you're going to have more time to devote to it, and there's days that it's going to be a struggle to fit that hour in. But it's about the balance and consistently doing it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do, okay, first of all, make sure you all have pen and paper, because I'm going to have you guys take notes. I feel like there's a few things on here that you might want to write down. But the first thing is that you have to set yourself up for focused work, okay? So you need to like set up a fortress around your work time. So TV needs to be off, kids need to be taken care of, not all up in your face. Yes, as moms, sometimes we might work when our kids might need us, but set up a time. And I'm going to give you a couple tips, because I feel like even if we sit down with our computer and our phone, that is not getting rid of distractions. So you need to turn off notifications on your computer, whether it's like Facebook notifications, or if you get text messages through your computer, whatever. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. You can go an hour without text messages. If someone needs you, calls will come through. You can set it up to where you get phone calls, if there's an emergency or whatever, but put your phone on Do Not Disturb. I will tell you, there'll be times that I'm working and people will text me, and even it's maybe one of you guys, and I feel like, oh, I should get back to them right away, and then I get distracted. And so you need to have focus time, because you can get so much done in 1 hour if you're focused. You can also get absolutely nothing done in 1 hour and say you were working and you really didn't accomplish anything. So the other thing that I highly recommend you all use or download is called Kill the Newsfeed. So this is on your computer, and it's only under Google Chrome, but just Google it, Kill the Newsfeed. And basically what it does, and I'll show you an example here in a little bit, but when you open up Facebook, all you're going to see is what looks like a newsfeed with a blank screen. And then on the side, you still have all your groups. You can get your messages. You can get anywhere within Facebook, but the newsfeed is not available to you. Because if I don't know, I get sucked in. Anybody else get sucked in the newsfeed? I mean, it happens. But you've got to set yourself up for focused work, okay? Because if you're not focused, you're going to be all over the place, and your 1 hour is going to be up before you get your shiz done. So the other thing is, if you don't have a computer yet, I would really start planning and budgeting to get a computer in your life. Yes, you can build this business from your phone, because you can post on social media, you can message people, whatever, but you need to get a computer. I'm just saying, you can have all the files right where you need them to be. You can be organized. It's just a lot better. And even if you're not a fast typer and you think you type faster from your phone, you still just need to get a computer. Like, get your business life together and get a computer. So anyways, okay, moving on. So you have your focus time. Some people may or may not agree with this, but personal development in your workout, I say, should not be a part of your power hour. Those things are things that need to happen just to keep your life together in general, not just to build your business. Yes, it's part of building your business, but working out and eating healthy is just what we need to do to live longer, to be here for our kids. We all know the benefits of that, but that needs to be done in a part of your regular lifestyle, not as part of your work hours. Personal development, I just feel like this is something that can be done when you're not completely focused. Like if you're driving, doing dishes. I was folding laundry today and had my mind blown by a podcast by Brendan Bouchard on the Charge Life. And it was like 15 minutes, but I got so much out of it. So that's something completely different. So I want you guys to try and keep those separate. So I'm going to give you now power hour time. I'm going to break it down into 3 categories for you. So the first category is the hardest, and that's why it's the first one. So if anybody knows what it is, I'm sure you do, but it's inviting. That is just like the one thing that's the toughest. It's the hardest to step out of your comfort zone. It might feel the most uncomfortable in the beginning. So it's that, if you haven't read that book, Eat That Frog, which write that down because that's a really good one, but it's getting that hard part or the big thing out of the way first at the beginning of your hour so you can say you checked it off. So I'm going to break that one section down into 3 sections. So I don't know how you take notes, like 1 and then A, B, C, or whatever you want to do. So inviting. So the first thing I want you to do while you're inviting, and I would say this takes up, I was going to try and break it into 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, but this I'd say takes 20 to 30 minutes, probably the biggest section. So first step is 3 to 5 new friends or new people to your network. So some examples of this is going and looking at your friends list, who you have mutual friends with, and adding them. Okay, so that might feel weird. You're like, oh, they don't know me. It's fine. Get more people in your network, because if you're in the new coach training now, we'll talk about this soon, and some of you have heard this 1,000 times, but you need to be working from a list of people. You're going to have huge lists. I say to make it like 100 or 200 people, whatever it may be, but you've got to be adding new people to your friends list, to your network, so they can be seeing what you're doing. So this can also be going, like if you're in moms groups or whatever that may be, adding friends through there that maybe you've communicated with a little bit. So 3 to 5 new people to your network every day. This is to your personal page. If you're already to the point where you have a like page, that's getting new likes, whether it's inviting people to like your page, whatever it may be. So this can take you 5 minutes. This is super quick. Just go and friend request 3 to 5 people. Don't get super crazy and like friend request 50 people, because Facebook will probably put you in jail. They'll give you the hold up. So you do have to be careful there. Okay, so the next point to inviting, initiating new messages. This is the big whammy. Like no one likes doing this. So later in the call, I'm going to give you an example, kind of show you how I initiated, a conversation with someone new who I hadn't talked to forever, and how it progressed and led to them joining my team basically. And guys, it was over a long period of time. So if you're new and you're starting these conversations and you feel just like a total, dud, like it's not going anywhere and the conversation's end, it's okay. Okay, because the reason Facebook is super creepy, they see that you're communicating with people through messages, they're going to start putting your posts in their newsfeed. Or if you're going to their page and commenting on their stuff, Facebook is going to start throwing your stuff in their newsfeed. So you got to start making connections with people. So they're going to be seeing what you're doing. And that's why social media posts are so important, which I'll get to that in a minute. But so initiating new messages. So an example of this, you're going to be working from a list, but you're going to reach out to someone. You're not going to say anything about Beachbody, anything about a challenge group, your business, whatever. This is all about them. So an example, hey girl, how are you? You popped up in my newsfeed. I see you just had a little girl or whatnot. Congratulations. How are you adjusting to mom life? Or we haven't talked since high school. I see you got a new job. How's it going? So it's just, you might have to stalk them a little bit. Take a minute, go to their page, see what's new in their life, and really get to know them and get to know what's going out, or reconnect with them. So these people may or may not write back to you, and that's okay. Don't worry about it. Who cares if they think you're dumb? Who cares what they think? Like, this is about giving them the opportunity eventually. And I know that when I first started this personally, my thoughts were, well, this is because my intentions are, I want to build a business. But you have got to change your mindset. You've got to think of it as your intentions are presenting them with an opportunity to absolutely change their life. I know some of you have already been completely affected by this business in an amazing way. And if whoever reached out to you hadn't have done that, then you wouldn't be here. So you have to change your mindset in that this is for them and you're presenting them an opportunity. Okay. So you're initiating those conversations. Keep the conversation going. I've had some of you ask me, well, what if it just kind of dwindles off? That's okay. You know, we don't want to be super crazy, like constantly asking questions, but lead the conversation where you want it to go. If they say, well, I just started a new job, things are busy, ask them what they're doing, ask them how they like their job. Ask specific questions that eventually could lead you to providing them with a solution, whether it's a challenge group or the business opportunity. So you really want to keep that conversation going. And when they ask about you, then you can tell them what you're doing. Then you can maybe mention, you know, I started a new business or whatnot. But we're not going to message people and tell them and invite them immediately. You've got to establish a relationship first. And that's why this can take a little while and there's a delay in the business, because it's about building relationships and building trust, and you cannot do that overnight. So I've always told coaches you need to commit to being here a year from now. A year might sound like a long time, but in the scheme of things, 1 year has the potential to change your life completely if you commit to doing these things. So with that, if the conversation does just kind of dwindle out and it's super awkward for you to just randomly ask them a question, it's okay. You've reestablished a connection with them. You're going to start popping up in their newsfeed. It's there. So I'm going to give you an example of that in a little bit of how that can work. So the third part to inviting is follow-ups. So with this, if you're reaching out to 3 to 5 new people a day, if you're initiating new messages, and I didn't tell you, I'd say 3 to 5 new messages a day, initiating to reconnecting to people. So if you're doing this every day, your inbox should be hopping, okay? So if your inbox is not constantly coming with messages, you're not doing enough. And I just say that to be real and honest with you. You need to constantly be having inbox messages going. The more people you're talking to, the more relationships you're building, the more people you're going to help. So follow-ups, you're going to need to have a list of people that either told you no about a challenge group, no to the coaching opportunity, maybe this is not a good time, whatever, next month will be better, I don't have the money. Do not discount anyone. Keep them on a list. So the other night in the Team Fit and Fearless page, I shared my tracking system, the 5-subject notebook that I use, and you guys can go back and look at that. But I have lists of everyone that I'm invited to whatever group is going on. And I go back to that list, see who I need to follow up with from the last month or whatnot. So all of that is done in those first, let's say, 30 minutes of your hour. You're gonna get good at it. It'll be quick. It'll come more natural. The more you do it, the easier it will be. But you've got to get over your fear. I sat in my basement. It's nasty and unfinished, and that's the only place we had a computer when I first started this business, and I had a huge list of people, and I just looked at it, like peed my pants, like probably literally, like I was just a hot mess. I typed one of those, hey girl messages, slammed that computer shut, and I ran upstairs. And I was like, I don't know what I just did. They're probably going to think I'm a loser. And like, I was losing my mind. So I understand how you're feeling, but I would say 75% of the people that I've originally reached out to who originally told me no usually come back for some sort of help. They know that I'm here. This is what I'm doing. Okay. So that was the first section. That was inviting. That was all just an inviting. So number 2, this will be checking in with your challenge groups, coach training groups, current customers, coaches, whatever it may be. So if you're not running a challenge group yet, you have more time to do inviting for your next challenge group. But checking in, usually what I do is I use Postcron. I don't know if you guys have used it. It's free. If you use the free version, you have up to 10 scheduled posts you can use. There's also Hootsuite. But I do this when my posts go out first thing in the morning. That way I'm not rushing around in the morning to get posts out. I can do my personal development, get my mind right before I get on social media. And so the post is already out. So I will check in either in the afternoon or late at night from that morning post comment back to people's check-ins. So many groups can start running and they start off great and then people start falling off. They get quiet. It's very normal. Some groups are better than others. But this is a time that you can check in with those people you haven't heard from in a few days. Message them privately. Hey, how's it going? I see you haven't checked in. Is everything going okay? Is there anything I can help with? This is during your power hour. You can check in with those customers or your challengers, And then like if you're in a coach training group, you're helping run one, you have a coach in one, or you're in one, check in with what you're doing. And same with coaches. If you have a coach in a new coach training and they haven't checked in, message them, see what's going on. Where are they struggling? So this is a time to really focus on the people you're helping. And the other thing during this time, like sometimes I will schedule out my posts for the next couple days. I usually have at least 5 posts scheduled out ahead. So you can do that during this time as well. Okay, so moving on to number 3 is social media posts and content. This is the other part that's scary for a lot of people, is posting their life on social media. So this is a time that you can start brainstorming on some post ideas. If you work full time, this is a time that you can plan out posts for the upcoming days that you work. I will say that live posts do best. So if you use Postcron to post to your personal page, they might not get as much traction, but I completely understand. When I work a 12-hour shift, there's some days I didn't have time to go pee. So I had to have some posts scheduled out that I didn't have to worry about coming up with content in the middle of work. So they'd go out at maybe right before I went into work, 10 a.m., 4 p.m., something scheduled, recipes, your workout, personal development. Any of you that are in the new coach training, I just shared the posts that have the pictures of the Post-its on it. Gives you 5 different posts for every day with different ideas. Now, if you're a brand new coach, never post on social media. My goal for you is to start posting 3 times a day. I know it might seem crazy. If you've been around longer, I'd say closer to 5 times a day. This is just making your presence known. This is how people get to know you. This is a way for people to trust you. So if you feel like you're lacking in what to post, workouts, obviously workouts, what you're eating, blah, blah, blah. Personal development is my number one go-to if I don't know what to post. I'm feeling uninspired. I open up a book, listen to a podcast 5-10 minutes, and my mind usually starts going. So personal development is huge if you feel like you just don't have anything to say. So the other thing is just planning content ahead, planning your week. If you follow the Team Fit and Fearless calendar, there's a free group the first week, challenge group starts on the 3rd week, new coach training or backstage passes, whatever night. Plan out your week. When are you going to post about an upcoming challenge group? When you're going to post about a backstage pass? So this is a time to just plan and get things organized. You can do all of this in 1 hour and you will absolutely move your business forward. So the key to it is truly doing those first inviting steps first, because it's business building activities. The other things are necessary, but let's say you start in your power hour and something goes down and you got to be done. You got the hard part, the business building activities, out of the way completely. So with that being said, does anyone have any questions so far before I give you some examples? You just have to unmute yourself down at the bottom left. I'm only going to give you a minute. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and let me give you an example of a conversation, because I know sometimes like we get talking to people and it just doesn't feel natural. You're not quite sure how to get it to, hey, do you want to come to my challenge group? That type of thing. So the importance of social media is super important. Did that even go well? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, posting on social media is so important because you're going to reestablish these relationships with people, but they won't come to you if they don't know what you're doing. So you've got to put it out there for people to see. So let's see. What I did is I copy and pasted a conversation that I had with someone. I changed her name to Girlfriend just because her name's going to be Girlfriend for tonight. And I share my screen with y'all and let you see like how, and I don't want it to be discouraging how long it can take, because some people, you'll talk to them, they'll make a commitment right away, but I want you to know stay in it for the long run because people come around. So let me get this pulled up for you guys. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. First of all, I want to show you what my newsfeed looks like. This is my Facebook when I get on from my computer. So it's completely blank. I can't see anything that's going on. I can still get to my messages, my like page, all of my groups. If you want to go to someone's specific page, you can type it in up here and get there. It doesn't keep you from going anywhere. It just keeps the news feed out of your face. So I've had this on for a couple months now, and it's been wonderful. And I'm not saying you can't scroll Facebook. Like, I go to my coaches' pages just to look and give them encouragement. I usually do it from my phone when I've already got some work done. So let's see. Let me pull up now the sample conversation. Okay. So I tried to leave the dates on here so you guys could see. November 5th, 2013. So I tried to go really far back for you guys because I started as a coach in April of 2013. And this is when I was first reaching out to people. They didn't, I didn't really have a like page or know what was going on. And so I just said, hey, Brittany, congrats on getting hit. You crossed my mind the other day. Just thought I'd send a message. What are you up to nowadays? Hope all is well. So she got back to me within, I think, a day or so. And we had this conversation going. I'm not going to read it to you guys. I'll keep it. I'll just kind of show you. If you guys want me to send this to you specifically, I can, so you can read it. But we went back and forth for a while. Basically ended on how we both love drinking wine. Like that was it. Like, she lives in California, whatever. So fast forward like 6 months to March 2014. And I reached back out to her. Just because she had, I think, yeah.
Everybody's is frozen.
Uh-oh, like my face or the screen?
No, the screen.
What's it frozen on?
It's like the Facebook swoop over.
Oh, no. Let's see. Let me stop share and bring it back. Did you guys see any of that?
No.
Guys, come on. Okay, let me try and share it again because now it's pulled up on that actual thing.
There we go.
You guys see it?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna show you guys the dates here. Let me go back up. So at the top, it's November 5th, 2013. We just talked and reconnected. This was all it was. Like, what are you doing? This is what I'm doing. How are you? Blah, blah, blah. Scroll down to March 14th, so like 6 months later, and she actually commented on one of my posts about a challenge group. So, and this is what I just said, I'd love to tell you more. This is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Focuses on portion control. I tell her about 21 Day Fix because I had posted about 21 Day Fix. She asked about it. She never got back to me, okay? So that's fine. Usually with these people, I will follow up. Back then, I didn't know what following up was. So you see, I didn't talk to her again until July of 2015. Just followed up. She had a baby. How are you? Your girl's cute. Blah, blah, blah. So scroll down. And this girlfriend, her name's Girlfriend. So she got back to me 2 weeks later. Okay, so this is what I want you guys to just know, that the process takes time. There are many other conversations that I had that went much faster than this, but I just want you to know that if you continue to keep in touch with people and follow up, you will get somewhere. So, okay, so we went to August, we talked, blah, blah, blah. Then we go all the way up to January, and she said, I saw your post, you're looking for 5 ladies to start their fitness journey. Okay, so this is why posting on social media is super consistent. This girl's been watching, even though maybe our conversations in the beginning didn't go somewhere. And I have a feeling that most of you guys on here who have talked to me, we had similar conversations. They were spread out. You didn't always get back to me. Raise your hand, Leslie, blocking me and everything. But it's just like, this is how it goes. But I want you to not get discouraged when you have conversations like this. So I responded back to her, and the biggest thing that I want you guys to do when you're talking to someone is ask them about their goals. What are your goals? Tell them you're going to help them with their goals, and ask if they're interested in it, okay? So this went on. She said she thinks she's interested. Then I tell her more about the group, blah, blah, blah. We talk back and forth. We talk about the programs. And this is how I talk to people. And this is why I'm not going to go over it because it will take time. But I'll send anybody this in a private message if they want it. But I ask tons and tons of questions to help them find out what program they might want, tell them about Shakeology, all of that. So scrolling on down, and she liked 21 Day Fix and size. And anyways, the next thing I wanted to get to, sorry, this is kind of long, was that I send people videos from the back office. And if any of you aren't aware of how to do that, I can let you know, but it's like usually a 2 to 3 minute video on the program. So you're not typing out what the program is. That takes up time. It's not fun to read. So I send them these videos. It gives them an idea. And then she tells me what she wants. We actually talk about prices and answer questions. And then I asked her, does it sound like something you want to give a go? Yeah, I think I do. And that's when I talked to her about the process of it. So I'm going to stop the share here. I felt like I had a hard time finding conversations to share with you guys, just either because they were you guys or they were, ones that just didn't go anywhere. And I wanted to show you that it can take time for them to go places, and it's okay. And the process is going to be rough at times, but you have to trust the process because it works. And it will only work if you're consistent. That is the number one thing. You have to show up every day. You have to be present on social media. You have to be inviting every day. You have to be doing this power hour. If you want to blow it out of the water, double your power hour. Repeat it. Do it again. Whatever it may be. But the minimum of growing your business is an hour a day. Now, I know there's some people that say, well, should I do it 7 days a week? Should I take a day off? I think that's a complete personal decision. I personally, just depends on my schedule. Usually a Sunday or Saturday that I'm with my family, I'll get up early and get a little bit done. I'll usually do a power hour and then I'm done. I don't stay completely focused. I'm trying to find balance. So you have to find what works for you in building your business. Set your priorities, set your goals, and stick to them. Don't just gradually stop doing them. So with this, does anyone have any questions so far before I go on to the next thing that I want to talk to you about? No questions? Has it been helpful so far? Some of this is not new to some of you, but I think that we need to hear things a lot. So, okay, so what I want to do, I've never done this before, but I want to challenge you guys this week to try and help you set this up as a priority, make it a habit. We're going to have a little contest to do your power hour. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a private group. Yes, it's another group on Facebook, but it's only 7 days. So just relax. I know we're on like 1,000 Facebook groups, but it is, all you have to do is say it's done. Say your power hour's done. It's all based on trust. I'm not going to be like, oh, who'd you talk to? You have to tell me it's done. Don't check in unless it's done. But once you do your inviting, once you've checked into your challenge groups, once you know you have your social media posts planned or prepared for the next day or posted for that day, whatever, you check in and say it's done. I'll just have a post each day between now and Sunday, basically. So with that, what I'm going to do is put names in a drawing at the end of it. And let's say you post that you did it every single day, your name will go in 7 times. You did it 3 days of the week, 3 times. And then I'll draw a name out. So for those, or for that person who wins, I'm either going to, I have a couple options here. I'm going to get you your own planner, and you get to tell me what kind you want because there's a ton. I love the Passion Planner for one, and I'll tell you why, because it has, which they might all have something like this. I write my goals every single week at the bottom. Each day is planned out by hour. There's to-do list, all of that for 1 week. Like I look at this throughout my day. I also have the Erin Condren one. But anyways, there's tons of planners. If you already have one, I'm sorry, but I'm also going to be throwing in a personal development book. So whatever you feel like you need at the time, I'll either help you pick one out. You tell me your struggles. I'll recommend one to you, and I will buy it for you. So I just really want to encourage you all to make it a priority to do a power hour every single day, especially for the next 7 days, and make it a habit. See where you're struggling, see where it's hard, see where you're lacking. But all you have to do is check in and say it's done. So with that, who is in? Who wants to be part of the power? Yes, hands. Woo! So I feel like it's so easy to not do a power hour. And that's why I really want to have this accountability in place for you guys. It's not going to be anything crazy. Like I said, you're not going to have to tell me names or anything like that. I just want you to say when it's done. And I just feel like if you can make it a priority and just becomes a part of your life, even if you just have to do half an hour before you go to work, half an hour when you get home to get these 3 main things done, that's fine. It does not have to be all at one time. So with that being said, who has questions about any of it or any suggestions? Some of you coaches have been here for a while. If you have something that helps you during your power hour or you like your daily non-negotiables, please speak up. We have like 5 minutes left. So. Amber, do you have anything to say?
I was just looking over my notes because I had a feeling you were going to call me out. The thing that came to mind was just doing the CCQ, the comment, compliment question. I always have to think about it. To do that during your social media time too. It's another way. Maybe you're not ready to jump in and message them, but just kind of creep on them a little bit, but to get yourself on the radar. So when you do message them, they're not like, well, where did that come from? And, a lot, like for me, I have my feed blocked off too. And even when I'm on my phone, you miss a lot, especially if you follow, fellow coaches and stuff. So they don't realize that maybe you're going directly to their page. So just try not to make yourself feel like a creep, because it's easy to feel like a creep sometimes. And if it seems creepy, just call yourself out and be like, I know this may seem creepy. And usually people are like, oh no, or whatever. So that was the only thing that came to mind, was just kind of creeping a little bit before you do that initial.
Yeah, giving them some love on their page. Absolutely. That's perfect. Thank you for bringing that up. Anybody else? Questions? Comments?
Can you hear me, Lindsay?
Yes.
Hey, it's Leslie. I had to get off of the video and get on my phone, so I've never done it like this.
Well, I like your voice.
Okay, so thank you. And I was just going to say, for me, I know that you talked about this a lot, and you said it was the number one thing to invite and messaging. That is just the non-negotiable. Even if I have time for nothing else in my day, I make sure that I have messaged 3 people and posted on Facebook. No matter what, those get done before I close my eyes at night. I listened to a podcast from Chalene Johnson, Build Your Tribe, and it was amazing. You guys should listen to it. It's 90 Days to Success or something like that. But one of the things in there, she said, if you had to pick one thing every day out of your business that would push it forward, what is the one thing that you just have to do no matter what is it? And I feel like for us, that's messaging and being present in social media. Those, all the other things, the freemiums and running groups and I don't know, making ads and just all of that, we get caught up in trying to do all these little side projects, but the things that will no matter what push us forward are messaging people and being present on social media. So if you have time for nothing else, do those things.
Amen. That's great.
I just wanted to say that.
No, that's perfect, because there's some days where life is absolutely insane. And I love that you said before you close your eyes, you do it, because I've been in bed before and I'd be like, I did not reach out to one new person today. So I jump on my phone and I send someone a hey girl message. Like that's just kind of what I call them. So yes, that was perfect. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Leslie.
Okay. You're welcome.
Anybody else? We have 2 minutes left.
I just wanted to,
Oh,
sorry.
go. Yeah, go.
Just because once you start kind of getting the ball rolling and you open up your inbox one day and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many, you do need to prioritize it if you feel like you're low on time. Probably the ones where you've already made the invite or already done the actual invite, those are probably priority in my book, whether it's the coaching opportunity or a challenge group or whatever. And then the ones where you're just still catching up, maybe save those for later. But I think kind of the rule of thumb is 24 to 48 hours.
That's a great. You don't need to get back to them in the first 5 minutes. Give it time, for sure. No, that's perfect. Okay, before we get off the call, basically, I'm trying to decide how I want to know who all's in to check in for the power hour. I might just post it in the Team Fit and Fearless page and comment there, and I'll put it in a group tonight or tomorrow. And then the other thing is I'm going to do team calls either once a month or every other week. So I'll ask there if you guys would find it helpful or overwhelming one way or the other. So be thinking about that. It'd be Monday nights. I hope this works for you guys, but every other night is just crazy with either another call or kids things. So we have less than a minute. So I hope this was super helpful to you guys. And I hope you guys have a fabulous Wednesday night. No, it's Monday. I love you. Okay, guys, have a good night.